Alright, hello. This is the second video of my Peru trip experience. I have 3 students from Incarnate Word who came on a 2-week immersion trip to help people out, and they're gonna introduce themselves and then they'll tell you what they did as a immersion trip.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I am from San Antonio and I just graduated from Incarnate Word with a nutrition degree.
I'm Megan from Austin and also graduated from Incarnate Word with a nutrition degree.
Hi, I'm Valeria and I'm from Brownsville. I also graduated from the University of Incarnate Word with a nutrition degree.
So on this 2-week immersion trip, the focus was nutrition and helping people with their overall health. So as part of our work in the mornings, we did hospice care, and that consisted of 2 different things which they'll talk about. And then we also had workshops during the weeks to help people with better understanding nutrition and health. So Lauren's gonna talk about the work we did inside the hospice.
So we worked the hospice 4 days, and when we were actually inside hospice, we would I know they fed them occasionally, the patients inside the hospice, and the most I did was just talk with them, because a lot of them don't have family members that come and visit them. So just having someone to talk to and just talk, really, I would ask them a question and they would go off for hours just talking about random things, and I think that was just comforting to have someone there just to speak with and not be confined so much to their room by themselves. So it was interesting to get to know each one of the patients and talk to them and listen to them and work with the nurses to help them in any way we could. So yeah.
Then we also went out into the community and visited the houses of the hospice patients. And at the homes we would help bathe them. A lot of them they were bedridden, they couldn't leave their bed, so we would have to figure out a way to bathe them while in the bed still. So we learned that. We set up tube feeding. We bandaged their bed sores. We changed the sheets. Really, like she said too, we offered someone a listening ear, someone to talk to, someone to sing with. Really special opportunity.
And in addition to our hospice work, we also conducted some nutrition workshops for the community. And one of the programs that we had one of these workshops for was with Sembrando Infancia, which is a special program from Sistema de Salud Verbo Encarnado. And here we went to the invasion zones, which is where people come from the mountain area and settle. It's a very poor area in the city of Chimbote. And we had a nutrition workshop for adolescents and for younger children. And we focused mainly on the sodium intake, as a lot of the food that they cook here is very high in sodium. They add a lot of salt. And we also focused in portion intake, carbohydrates, and basically just the junk food that adolescents, consume. So just better options for them. And we had 2 cooking demos for the women. In addition to this, we had another food demo and workshop for the Pushakwarmi women. And we also had 2 cooking demos, 2 food demos, recipes. And it was also targeting adolescent nutrition, so adequate calcium intake and proper protein sources, as well as iron in their nutrition.
So that was our 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks, right? There's a lot of work with different type of people of all ages and of all possibilities, both economically and socially. So now we're just gonna wrap it up with some questions for the girls, since they'll be leaving today. Alright, first question. What is the one thing that stuck with you the most about the work you did here?
I'll start. I think, like, for me, just actually seeing, like, the conditions some of, like, the elderly lived in, I think that's what stuck out to me. Or even when we went to the invasion zones, like, just seeing, like, literally the poorest of the poor here. It was really just, like, eye-opening, just to imagine that people actually live like that, or like the elderly, and when we would go out into the community to see that, like, some of them, like, their families just didn't even care that they were dying, and just seeing them in the conditions that they were in, it was really sad, but I mean, it's eye-opening to see, so I think that was something that will stick with me.
I think just having the opportunity to help people, like she was saying, the poorest of poor in this area, and people just in bad living circumstances, and just being able to be that hand to help and that person to listen and give them a hug, you know, it was really special.
I guess I have to agree with Megan and Lauren. That's probably what stuck out for me the most. It was just the need that everybody had, really, and they were all probably different types of needs. So just seeing that, and what really also stuck out to me was, even though there was so much need, was for some of them, their faith was so strong. Some of the people that we visited, we sang to them and with them, songs about the Virgin Mary, and their faith was just, you can sense that. It was such an, like, intimate experience. It was so beautiful, just, feeling that love for God and that hope.
And in that time of, like, pain,
yeah,
of what was going on,
it was really beautiful.
How did you feel about this experience now that it's ending, versus when you were about to, begin? What are the different, I guess, views that you had about the trip?
Coming in, I was really scared, to be honest. Not sure what to expect. Knew very little about the culture. So now that I'm done, I feel like I have learned so much, broadened my horizons drastically.
With the language as well.
With the language, with the food, with the way people interact. It's all been very different and a very good experience for me.
I don't know if I was scared to come to this. I was very open to it, knowing that the culture would be so different and, like, the language barrier. But I actually loved coming here. Ended up loving it. Just, like, it forced me to, use my very small Spanish skills, and I enjoyed seeing and, like, being able to get back to people and just embracing their culture, even though it's loud sometimes. But I mean, it's fun. I like experiencing new cultures and places, and so I thoroughly enjoyed this experience. So
yeah, I was very excited about coming, and I really wasn't expecting anything at all. I just came, like, completely open-heartedly, open mind, just, ready to welcome anything. So now, after it's basically over, I'm just really thankful that I got to experience this, that I had this opportunity, and that I was able to learn about this culture and about how people live and about this city. I had no idea really about it at all, or what the Sisters of Charity did here. I really had no clue, honestly, or even how the system worked, the Sistema Verbo Encarnado worked. So I just learned a lot, and I'm thankful for that.
All right, last question. You guys helped out a lot of people, right? And you taught a lot of workshops and just gave a lot of useful information. But what's something that either this place or the people of this place taught you guys, or that you'll take from this experience?
it's a good one.
Deep, yeah.
I think for me, it was I'd never been anywhere else out of the United States. So for me, it really helped me gain a patience, I guess, to not understanding and to eating the weird foods and feeling bloated all the time. I don't know, it helped me gain that patience and that I don't know, admiration, I guess, for the way that other people live and the way that it's so beautiful, but in a different way. It's offered in a very different way, but it's just as beautiful. So
for me, I'd probably say I learned the most from the nurses that we were with when we went out to the community. Those are the nurses we interacted with the most. And what I learned from them, or what I admired from them, was just the love and care and tenderness they had for the elderly. That was just, I mean, it was just amazing. It just really touched my heart, the way that they treated the elderly with so much love, so much respect in a society, and this is all over the world probably, in a society where the elderly are often forgotten and neglected. Just the way that they cared for them was just very admirable, and I really like that.
Definitely. Yeah, I think my thing was the patience. I'm not one to usually typically want to deal with like the elderly, because it kind of scares me just seeing that like that's eventually going to be our outcome. But like Valeria said, like seeing like the nurses work with them and how much they loved them, or even when you see like occasionally the family members, like how much they would help them, and or like one of the missionaries when we went and saw her work at the invasion zones, like weighing children and stuff like that, just seeing the love that they have for them, and for them to be able to share that with people who have nothing, it was really special to see, and it makes you love doing it too. It helps like rub off on you, so if you're scared to do it or nervous about it, like their energy just completely would rub off on you, and you would embrace it and just want to keep helping them. Like it makes you want to make this place better, because it's such a beautiful country, and I just hate seeing like some of the worst parts of it, and so it makes you want to keep helping them and improve it, because it could be such a great country if it was improved so much more.
It kind of creates a tenderness to these topics for us.
Yeah.
Anything else? Shout outs to anybody?
No.
Oh, you guys are gonna
Shout
go.
out to back home.
They'll see you in a
To all
couple
my
of
loved
hours.
ones.
Shout out to the nurses, Pati and Betty.
At the
They're
end.
so good to us, and we learned a lot from them. They were very patient with us too.
Very patient.
Yeah.
Thanks for laughing at us instead of making fun of
Yeah,
us.
and their service is amazing what they do, so keep on with the good work.
Made it fun.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peru.
Thank you
Oh,
guys.
and Nikki and Yvonne were amazing.
Yvonne.
Thank you for
Yeah.
everything. Y'all are great.
More than amazing.
The sweetest.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you for everything.